Next on BGSU Brain Game, it's Anthony Wayne versus Elmwood. You better get ready for a sensational synaptic symphony. Only one team can leave victorious. Who's it going to be? Only one way to find out. BGSU's Brain Game starts right now. And welcome to BGSU Brain Game. It is Anthony Wayne versus Elmwood. Let's meet our teams. Elmwood, let's start with you. Tell us who you are.
I am Lauren. I am a junior. To my left is Gavin. He is a freshman. And to my right is Landon. He is a sophomore.
All right, and who is your coach?
Our coach is Mrs. Fawcett.
All right, welcome to Elmwood. Anthony Wayne, tell us who you are.
I'm Joe. I'm a senior. To my left is Dylan. He's also a senior. And to my right is Harrison. He's a senior as well.
And coached by?
Harry Jones.
All right, welcome to both of our teams. Going to start things off with our toss-up round. In this round, there are 10 questions. No deduction for an incorrect answer. They're worth 10 points apiece. You may confer before buzzing in, and you can steal a question in this round. Anthony Wayne, Elmwood, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Toss-up round starts right now. In Boris Pasternak's novel set during the Russian Revolution, which namesake title physician and poet is conscripted into the military after being captured while on a trip? Although married to Tanya, his heart remains with Lara. Time, Dr. Zhivago. In the Arabian Nights stories, what is the name of the merchant who explores the world visiting magical places, meeting monsters, and encountering supernatural phenomena? Time, that would be Sinbad the Sailor. To which protein of the human body does carbon monoxide irreversibly bind itself, resulting in toxicity? The same protein transports oxygen in red blood cells. That would be Elmwood. Lauren?
Hemoglobin.
Hemoglobin is correct. Which soft whitewood trees of the poplar family have distinctive clusters of round leaves and are native to cold regions with cool summers? That will be Anthony Wayne. Joe?
Birch.
Incorrect. It shares its name with a popular Colorado ski resort. Elmwood has an opportunity to steal, and time. Aspen is what we needed there. What two-word phrase that includes a form of ammunition is used to describe the psychological disturbance that results from prolonged exposure to active warfare, especially bombardment? That would be Anthony Wayne. Joe?
Shell shock.
Shell shock is correct. In measurement, what term beginning with the letter A is used to designate the degree of conformity and correctness? That would be Anthony Wayne. Dylan?
Accuracy.
Accuracy is what we were looking for there. Which U.S. presidential candidate nominated by the Progressive Party in 1912, that would be Anthony Wayne. Joe?
Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt. Bull Moose. Which Queen of France took the nicknames the Baker's Wife and the Austrian Wench before dying on the guillotine during the French Revolution? That would be Elmwood. Lauren?
Marie Antoinette.
Marie Antoinette, indeed. Which North American mountain range is home to the Jewel Cave National Monument and Harney Peak, the highest point in the U.S. east of the Rocky Mountains? Located predominantly in South Dakota, it is also the site of an ongoing construction project to depict Crazy Horse. Time, that would be the Black Hills. According to the United States Constitution, Article 1, Section 5, what status must exist in order for the House or Senate body to conduct business? That would be Elmwood. Gavin?
2/3 vote.
Incorrect. Anthony Wayne, would you like to steal? That would be Joe.
2/3 of the houses being there.
Nope, sorry. You are all on the right track. We needed the term quorum. A quorum is what we needed there. All right, that is all 10 questions in this round. All right, we have Elmwood at 20 points and Anthony Wayne at 30 points. You're going to want to stick around. Our risk and reward round is coming up next. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game, a very close competition. Anthony Wayne at 30 points, and just behind with 20 points is Elmwood. All right, it is time to move to our risk and reward round. Both teams have stayed with their lineup from the last round. Goes a little something like this. Both teams, you will receive the same 9 questions. They're worth 10 points apiece. No deduction for an incorrect answer. You may confer before buzzing in. Our 10th question is our risk and reward question. We will give you a topic, and you can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments based upon that topic. If you get it right, bonus points. You get it wrong, deduction. But if you don't like the topic, you can simply pass. All right, Anthony Wayne, you are at 30 points. That means you are sticking around. That means Elmwood, off to isolation. All right, Anthony Wayne, are you ready for your risk and reward round?
Yeah.
Yes.
Starts right now. Identify the avant-garde artistic movement begun in the early 20th century by Henri Matisse and André Derain that focused on vivid color.
Surrealism? Yeah, that'd be my guess.
All right.
Joe.
Surrealism?
Sorry, fauvism is what we needed there, but excellent guess. After observing the natives of Labrador freeze food in the winter to preserve it, this fur trader created the first quick frozen food process in the world. Who was he? That would be Joe.
Hudson?
Bird's eye is what we needed there, bird's eye. You might notice it when you see it in the store next time. Born in Halicarnassus, Turkey, in the 5th century BC, this Greek historian was a contemporary of Socrates. Identify this writer and geographer who compiled the histories and who is known as the father of history.
Herod, I think. It's either Herod or Herodotus.
I think it's Herod.
Joe.
Herod?
Excuse me?
What'd you say?
Herod.
Incorrect. It is Herodotus. Identify the 1824 landmark Supreme Court decision that declared the powers of the federal government are superior to those of the states in matters involving interstate commerce. The dispute involved the monopoly granted to Robert Fulton by New York State.
I don't think so.
Madison v. Marbury?
Incorrect. Gibbons versus Ogden. The mission of this initiative, launched in the fall of 2016, is to cure, prevent, or manage all known diseases by the end of the century. Which professional couple includes a pediatrician and social media mogul is directing this monumental effort that bears both their names?
The
Joe.
Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation?
Incorrect. The Chan and Zuckerberg Foundation. Priscilla Chan and Mark Zuckerberg. With which scientist would one associate the law that, stated in modern language, says, quote, equal volumes of all gases at the same temperature and pressure have the same number of molecules, end quote.
What molecules? It's either Boyle or... I think Boyle. Try Boyle.
Joe.
Boyle.
Incorrect. Avogadro is what we needed there. Spell the science term that is defined as, quote, the endothermic plant process in which light is absorbed and used to change carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen.
Just photosynthesis.
Yeah.
That will be Joe.
And I have to spell it?
Yeah.
You have to spell it.
Photosynthesis.
Correct. All right. Presumed dead after a fierce storm, this fictional NASA botanist must use his wits and spirit of determination to find a way to survive his hostile environs after his co-workers blast off from the planet without him. Name this 2015 film starring Matt Damon. That would be Joe.
The Martian.
The Martian is correct. While the central nervous system delivers messages throughout the body that are short-lived, which system's responsibility is to deliver messages that need to remain in the body for longer time periods?
Okay, what releases hormones? The master gland, endocrine.
Endocrine system, yeah.
Endocrine.
That would be Joe.
The endocrine system?
Correct. This is the risk and reward question. The topic is wars. You can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments, or you can pass.
I say 20.
20.
20 points for Anthony Wayne. For 20 points, the Siege of Orleans, the Battle of Cressy, and the Battle of Agincourt all took place during which conflict of the 14th and 15th century? That would be Joe.
The 100 Years' War.
100 Years' War is correct. Bonus 20 points to Anthony Wayne. That is the end of the risk and reward round for you. It is now time for you to head off to isolation right this way. All right, let's bring back in Elmwood. Welcome back from isolation. Elmwood, are you ready for your risk and reward round?
Yes.
Starts right now. Identify the avant-garde artistic movement begun in the early 20th century by Henri Matisse and André Derain that focused on vivid color. Time. We were looking for fauvism there. After observing the natives of Labrador freeze food in the winter to preserve it, this fur trader created the first quick frozen food process in the world. Who was he? Clarence Birdseye is what we were looking for there. Born in Halicarnassus, Turkey in the 5th century BC, this Greek historian was a contemporary of Socrates. Identify this writer and geographer who compiled the histories and who is known as the father of history. That would be Gavin.
Aristotle.
Incorrect. Herodotus is what we needed there, but excellent attempt. Identify the 1824 landmark Supreme Court decision that declared the powers of the federal government are superior to those of the states in matters involving interstate commerce. The dispute involved a monopoly granted to Robert Fulton by New York State. I'm sorry, did not get in time. We needed Gibbons versus Ogden there. The mission of this initiative, launched in the fall of 2016, is to cure, prevent, or manage all known diseases by the end of the century. Which professional couple that includes a pediatrician and social media mogul is directing this monumental effort that bears both their names? Time. That would be the Chan-Zuckerberg Initiative. Priscilla Chan and Mark Zuckerberg. With which scientist would one associate the law that, stated in modern language, says equal volumes of all gases at the same temperature and pressure have the same number of molecules? That would be Gavin.
Robert Boyle.
Incorrect. We needed Avogadro there. Avogadro. Spell the science term that is defined as the endothermic plant process in which light is absorbed and used to change carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen. That would be Lauren.
PHOTOSYNTHESIS.
Correct. Correct. Presumed dead after a fierce storm, this fictional NASA botanist must use his wits and spirit of determination to find a way to survive his hostile environs after his co-workers blast off from the planet without him. Name this 2015 film starring Matt Damon. That would be The Martian. While the central nervous system delivers messages throughout the body that are short-lived, which system's responsibility is to deliver messages that need to remain in the body for longer time periods? That would be Lauren.
Peripheral nervous system.
Incorrect. We need the endocrine system there. Risk and reward time. The topic is wars. You can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments, or you can say pass. Up to you.
We'll risk 15 points.
15 points for Elmwood on the topic of wars. The Siege of Orleans, the Battle of Cressy, and the Battle of Agincourt all took place during which conflict of the 14th and 15th century? I'm sorry, in time? Negative. That is 100 Years' War is what we needed there. Unfortunately, that is negative 15 points for you. And that is the end of the risk and reward round for you. It's now time to clear our scores, and let's bring back in Anthony Wayne. Welcome back to Anthony Wayne. Let's see where we stand. Elmwood, you have how many points? 15. Anthony Wayne stands at 80 points. While it may look like there's a difference, folks, coming up next is our category round where things can change very, very quickly. We have questions worth up to 30 points, and deductions are going to start. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU's Brain Game. Elmwood at 15 points, Anthony Wayne at 80 points. Looks like we have some new players on board. Lauren, tell us who's joined your team.
To my right is Jacoby. He is a freshman.
All right, welcome to you. And Joe, who has joined your team?
We now have Arjun. He is a freshman.
All right, welcome to Arjun as well. All right, this is the category round. This is where the power shifts a little bit to you teams. There's 6 categories to choose from. Questions worth 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points. But that's right, deductions start now. So if you go for 15, you are risking 15 points. Buried in there, though, is one double or nothing question that might be a game changer. You may confer before buzzing in, and you can steal a question in this round. Elmwood, since you are at 15 points, you have the honor of making the first selection.
We'll take measuring instruments for 20.
Measuring instruments for 20 points. Identify the instrument used to measure the following phenomenon. Distance between 2 opposite sides of an object. That would be Anthony Wayne. Dylan.
Diameter.
Excuse me?
Diameter.
Incorrect. Elmwood, would you like to steal? That would be Lauren.
Dial caliper.
Dial caliper, we will accept that. We would also accept a ruler or tape measure. Remember, we're looking for the instrument. The instrument is what we need. All right, Elmwood, you are in control.
We'll take measuring instruments for 25.
Measuring instruments for 25 points. Electric potential. Time. That would be or did they get in time? They did. That would be Gavin.
Multimeter.
Voltmeter is correct. Elmwood in control.
We'll take measuring instruments for 30.
Measuring instruments now for 30 points. Ocean depth. That would be Anthony Wayne. Dylan.
Sonar.
Will we accept sonar? We will not accept sonar. Elmwood, would you like to steal? Time. Fathometer is what we needed there. Elmwood's still in control.
We'll take measuring instruments for 15.
Measuring instruments now for 15 points. Breath alcohol content. That would be Anthony Wayne. Dylan.
Breathalyzer.
Breathalyzer is correct. And Anthony Wayne takes control.
Continents landmarks for 20.
Continents and landmarks for 20 points. I will name a geographic landmark. You identify the continent where it is located. Some continents' names could be used more than once. The Galapagos Island. That would be Anthony Wayne. Arjun.
South America.
South America is correct. Anthony Wayne in control has taken back the lead.
All right, continents landmarks for 25.
Continents and landmarks now for 25 points. Victoria Falls. That would be Anthony Wayne. Dylan.
Africa.
Africa is correct. Anthony Wayne in control.
Continents, landmarks, 30.
Continents and landmarks now for 30 points. Mount Erebus. That would be Anthony Wayne. Dylan.
Europe.
Incorrect. Elmwood, would you like to steal? That would be Lauren.
Asia.
Incorrect. Antarctica is what we needed there. Anthony Wayne in control.
Continents, landmarks, 15.
Continents and landmarks now for 15 points. Mount Godwin, Austin, or K2. That would be Anthony Wayne. Arjun.
Asia.
Asia is correct. Anthony Wayne.
Continents, landmarks, 10.
Finishing off this category for 10 points. The Matterhorn. That would be Anthony Wayne. Arjun.
Europe.
Europe is correct. That finishes off that category. Anthony Wayne in control.
Famous scientists, 10.
Famous scientists for 10 points. Identify each of the following famous scientists from the description given. Italian, best known for development of the telescope in 1609. That would be Anthony Wayne. Arjun.
Galileo.
Galileo Galilei also promoted the heliocentric solar system. Anthony Wayne in control.
4-letter words begin with B for 15.
B words for 15. Identify each 4-letter word that begins with the letter B. 4-letter word that begins with B. Sculpture representing the upper, that would be Elmwood. Lauren.
Bust.
Bust is correct. The upper portion of the human figure. Elmwood now takes control.
Periodic table families for 15.
Periodic table families now for 15 points. I will read the names of 3 elements. You are to identify the element that does not belong in the same family as the 2 others. Chromium, magnesium, tungsten. That will be Elmwood. Lauren.
Manganese.
Manganese is correct. Elmwood in control.
We'll take periodic families for 20.
Periodic tables for 20. Hydrogen, neon, argon. That will be Anthony Wayne. Dylan.
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen is correct. Anthony Wayne takes control.
Famous scientists for 30.
Famous scientists for 30 points. British chemist and physicist who created the first table of atomic weights. That would be end of round. That would be John Dalton. Let's take a look at our score. Elmwood currently with 60 points. Anthony Wayne with 115 points. You're going to want to stick around, folks. This game isn't over yet. Anything can happen. Our brainstorm round is next. Questions worth 20 points apiece. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Elmwood 60 point, Anthony Wayne 150 points. Still anybody's game as we move to the brainstorm round. In this round, all questions are worth 20 points apiece. There is a deduction of 20 points for an incorrect answer. You may confer before buzzing in, but no stealing. I repeat, no stealing in this round. Still anybody's game. Elmwood, Anthony Wayne, are you ready?
Yeah.
Brainstorm round starts right now. On the modified Mercalli intensity scale, what number indicates total devastation on land? That would be Anthony Wayne. Dylan.
10.
10 is correct, or the Roman numeral X. What is the name for a ring-shaped coral reef? That would be Elmwood. Lauren.
A barrier reef.
Incorrect. An atoll is what we needed there. This supercontinent of the southern hemisphere contained what we now know. That would be Anthony Wayne. Arjun.
Pangaea.
Incorrect. Gondwaliand is what we needed there. The Indian Hindu language film industry is nicknamed what? That would be Elmwood. Lauren.
Bollywood.
Bollywood is correct. What species of bird did Darwin study? That would be Elmwood. Lauren.
Finches.
Finches is correct. An amalgam always contains what element? Time. Mercury. If mullet is served at a luncheon, what is being served? Not a 90s hairstyle, it's a fish. In Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book, what kind of creature is Shere Khan? That would be Anthony Wayne Arjun.
Tiger.
Tiger is correct. Which 7-letter noun that ends in IC is a synonym for a zealot? That would be Anthony Wayne Dillon.
Fanatic.
A fanatic is correct. Identify the continent whose highest peak is Vinson Massif. Should get in time. In time, that would be Elmwood. Lauren.
Africa.
Incorrect. Antarctica is what we were looking for there. In our solar system, which planet is in 8th position from the sun? That would be Anthony Wayne. Joe.
Uranus.
Incorrect. Neptune. He followed FDR as president. That would be Anthony Wayne. Joe.
Truman.
Truman is correct. In which Robert Louis Stevenson novel would you find the character Blind Pew? Time, that would be Treasure Island. With which war would you associate the German long-range gun Big Bertha? That would be Anthony Wayne. Joe.
World War II.
Incorrect. World War I. End of round. Let's take a look at our score. We have Elmwood with 60 points, and our winner with 135 is Anthony Wayne. Let's give both these teams a big round of applause. The spirit of good sportsmanship, let's come around, meet in the middle. We will shake hands, and we'll see you at the next BGSU Brain Game.